GM, this is your daily Solana debrief. It's 29th of April. We've got some market moving, potentially to the downside. Plenty of news from the LFG launches. I've got some really decent alpha when it comes to an upcoming NFT project. And of course, actionables at the end. So first up, Dr. Profit talks about Bitcoin, what's next. Now, the market, as I've mentioned before, not financial advice, but things can be very, very choppy. They can go up, they can go down after the halving. This is normal. If we have a look at this, there seems to be a decent amount of liquidity coming on the blockchain in terms of US dollars that have been printed that are actually sitting there ready to be deployed. However, this is smart money. These traders with a lot of Tether and USDC, they're going to be setting limit orders at particular areas. They're not just going to go on market buy right now at this price. There's also the possibility of a little bit of volatility on May 1st when Powell's speech comes out. Now this relates to more macro markets, so the world economy in general, interest rates and all that sort of stuff. And that of course affects crypto. When we actually have a look at crypto, we can see Bitcoin, 62K, Solana, $135. So these may not look like they've really gone down that much, but you have to consider certain things that technical analysis traders look at. One very good one is Saint Pump. It says the market structure looks very toppish now. We lost the bullish momentum when we failed to hold 64K on the daily, and there's a high chance, in his opinion, it will break down to 52K and ultimately potentially reach 44K. Now, if this does happen, and there's no guarantee that it does, because of course, this changes day to day, which is why I make these videos 6 days a week. If the market breaks down, I'll be looking to buy Sol on the golden zone of the entire move up at $85 to $80. Now, when this scares you, and of course it scares many people, but when it does scare you, maybe just zoom out. Get a little bit of potential hopium. However, remember when it comes to hopium, we don't actually want hopium, but sometimes a little bit is nice to keep us kind of interested in the game. Curb and his regular posts on the market cap of ETH versus Sol. At the current market cap of ETH right now, Solana would be $900. And remember, this is very early in the bull market, not financial advice, of course. And if you check out the technical analysis, side by side, the charts, this is where we are right now. This is referring to a previous cycle. From here, bam. That is the expectation. That is my belief. We'll have to see how it goes. Now onto some news. I mentioned this last week. I have a video on this. You can check it out if you're keen. One of these tickets, they're free to mint basically. They're on the base network. So you do need a little bit of ETH, maybe just even like $5 worth of ETH. That will be plenty. One of these tickets could get you $100,000 in crown, only available for residents, legal residents of Canada and the US, and not all states in the US. However, you could only mint 3 for free, but now, thanks to Magic Eden, you can scoop up more chances on the secondary market. Here they are here. Price is very, very cheap. I actually don't know how much that is. We can have a quick look if you like. Copy that. And then we'll go to CoinGecko. Come on down. What are we looking at? 31 cents. So certainly quite cheap. If you'd like to have a bit of a punt, this could be for you. Jupiter has rolled out a new feature, tipping via Jito bundles, now live on Jupiter AG. If you don't understand that, it's completely fine. Just all you have to think of is you have validators, such as validator.com. All of the transactions come in, they have to be put into a block. So they get packaged up and then they get stored on the blockchain. I'm just making this very, very simple. If a transaction comes in and it looks like there's some financial opportunity that could be got from that actual transaction, then a bot can come in. They can go and basically sell tokens to this transaction because there are different slippage settings, and then sell them, and then in the next block go and realize a profit. So of course, this means that meme coiners, they can do very, very well by getting in early. Quite often they change their slippage settings to like 10%, 20%, which means they can ultimately get wrecked. If you use Jito bundles, you will hide your transaction from searchers looking for MEV opportunities and minimize your losses to sandwich or other MEV attacks. So all you have to do is go and add a tip. As usual, Jupe just keeps on shipping. We also have some news from Meteora to help LPs, so liquidity providers, stay on top of their DLMM positions and make timely decisions. We've integrated Say Dialect notifications to Edge, edge.meteora.ag. I haven't played around with this at present, but if you're actually providing liquidity to Meteora, this would be a worthwhile thing, because as soon as your position goes out of range, it's not earning any fees, you're not getting any MET points as far as I'm aware, and I do think that the MET token will come out when markets are far more favorable maybe when there's like 600 million or more TVL in Meteora, and I think it will do well. My two big kind of picks for DeFi, KMNO, and of course Meteora. There are smaller things that I like as well, like FlexLend, and also Rainfi, and of course in the broader picture, Jupe is basically the GOAT. But I still think people are not putting enough attention on Meteora, probably because it's a little bit more difficult. But remember, the best things are more difficult, otherwise everyone would be getting involved already. Now we've got plenty of news from UpRock. UpRock and Sanctum, as you may know, they won the LFG votes in the second round, so Sanctum will have the opportunity to launch first, and then UpRock. So the fair distribution roadmap of the UpRock token. There's a blog post here, but essentially they're trying to work this out really, really well. So of course the protocol does well, token does well, community grows, and they're also eliminating fraudulent accounts and associated devices from the system. So if you're trying to game the system, then you could be caught. I suggest setting it up, checking on it, and then just going and doing another task. There are plenty of things in crypto to worry about. This is something that you don't want to game, in my opinion. Now it's important to note, if you actually voted for UpRock in the first round, you're going to get a reward allocation. And the second round, you're also going to get a reward allocation. I haven't done any research to work out what is kind of the fair market valuation of this project. I think it's going to be more than Sharky, of course, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near what Zeus is. Not yet, anyway. So if you're expecting to get a nice big fat airdrop like Zeus, then I wouldn't really think that's going to happen. But UpRock is something I like, it's something that I use, and the team and the community, they're really trying to push this forward. So they're really pushing it along. If you have an iOS device and you want to get involved, it is scheduled to come on as an app on May 4th. So you can go and pre-register, and hopefully you can download this app on May 4th. Now some alpha, I've already alluded to this, but I've done more research, far more research, and this is dePioneers NFT. So this is basically created by the UpRock team, but it's set up as a DAO. And essentially what you do is if you go and buy right now, and I will have a bigger video on this, maybe Wednesday, but right now, if you go and buy this NFT, you're basically pre-buying it or you're putting a deposit down. So you're going to pay 2.5 SOL. Half the SOL is going to go towards smart contract developments and also the artist fees. And 2 SOL will be getting 2 SOL or maybe a little bit more worth of tokens. This will be a PFP, something related to a cat, which of course, cats are very much the meta right now. And then this NFT will have access to different DePin project tokens. They'll be put into the treasury, and if you ever wanted to liquidate the NFT, you could, and you would get those tokens. There are more mechanics involved, but I think there's a huge value to this. And the reason because I think this is so valuable is PFPs, they go up, they go down, they don't have anything really backing them underneath. Even really popular ones like Mad Lads, they were 200 SOL, now they're below 100 SOL. Tensorians, they're 140 SOL, now they're about 15 SOL. And of course, even my NFT, the DJ Nape Academy, it's not immune to these things as well. No PFP really is. However, if the underlying tokens are part of a narrative, DePin is firmly that narrative in my opinion, then that should go up and up and up. Not financial advice, of course, but just logically speaking, if that is a narrative, your 2 SOL worth of tokens could be worth 20 SOL in the future. And it saves you from having to go and buy a basket of the random different tokens. And the way the mechanics are set up means that when people actually sell and liquidate the NFTs, the DAO actually gets more money and the other NFTs become more valuable. Just so you know my plan, I'll be buying 10 of these. They also have a very basic referral system, so you can go and use my referral link, and then you can go and create your own referral link and send it to your friends. But to be perfectly honest, other than the comics from D-Reader, this NFT is the thing that I'm most bullish on in the NFT space for quite some time. So what's coming in the future? Well, we've got Drift coming in May, Sanctum Wonderland's coming in May. I think it's actually starting in April. Sanctum and UPT, these will drop in May, and IO and Z airdrops in the next few months. However, KMNO in 2 days, which is now 1 day. KMNO will drop tomorrow. And personally, I'm just going to take my KMNO and I'm just going to enter it into the liquidity pools. So the way KMNO works, of course, is they make fees by people making money on liquidity farming. So in the past, unfortunately, it's been a better system if you took your PYTH and staked it, then you got airdrops. If you took your dupe and put it in and locked it, you get ASR, rewards, and those ASR rewards mean you have to vote, etc. With your wormhole token, we have no idea, but the speculation is maybe 5 or 10k tokens just sitting in a wallet that will potentially qualify you for airdrops in the future. With KMNO, it's different. Go and use it to provide liquidity. Of course, you'll be subjected to impermanent loss, but the whole thing is about getting more liquidity into the ecosystem, and therefore you're going to get boosts and rewards by actually providing liquidity. So that's what I'll be doing with my KMNO. A little bit of alpha here from gold. $1.24 billion worth of PYTH will be unlocked on the 20th of May. So if you're into trading, this is some potential fundamental news which could allow you to maybe put on a short position, but of course you need to look at the TA and work out that yourself. That's a lot of PYTH to be unlocked, to be perfectly honest. The other important thing is if price goes down, then you might do very well to go and actually buy some and try and increase your stake. Please don't stake 1k PYTH and expect to get anything. Literally, I think it really is 5k minimum, maybe 10k minimum. I thought it was going to be a smaller amount in the past, but now I'm thinking it's literally 5k. If you got affected with Marginfi and the liquidations due to the fact that they were using the switchboard oracle and something went wrong, you can go and do a claim. Sanctum Wonderland is potentially launching today. Let's have a quick look at their main account, see if we've got any news here as well. Just this one. So it says today, so let's see what happens. There's a new scam token out. It's a Solana-based token. It's reached a $9 trillion market cap because a dev froze the accounts of holders to prevent them from selling their tokens. Do not buy the freezable token. You can find this out pretty easily, so I will tell you which one it is. It's Bonk Killer. Stay away from it, you will get wrecked. A little bit more news regarding DReader in the comics. If you manage to grab one, fantastic. What you can actually do though, is you can take the comic and you can go to DReader's Discord and you can actually get it digitally signed. Then we've got the Degenerate Ape Academy. The Recruits issue 1 mints sometime this week, I believe. So I'm pretty excited for this. Wednesday, May 1st. I'll need to find out the time. I will be minting some of these. I think this is really, really cool. And if comics do make a bit of a resurgence throughout the Web 2, Web 3 worlds, I think this will do well. However, right now, for me, it's just getting a bit of history. Also remember, with Drip, you can sign up and the DAA subscribe. You actually have to log in now and spend your droplets. So personally, I've just gone and bought droplets, and then you just log in and you have to claim the actual drips. With the first major comic from StudioNX, Apartment 323, you can actually go and buy this on Tensor. So let's have a quick look. I don't think it's going to be terribly expensive. 0.32 Sol. Last sales around 0.2. The minting price was 0.08. And just keep in mind that these are actually core NFTs. So if you're trying to send them from your Phantom wallet, it's not supported yet. It's a different NFT standard, and you can actually go connect your wallet into Tensor and send them with the send tool very simply. You may have noticed this last week, but there's a little bit of alpha if you're on the ETH side of things and familiar with Pudgy Penguins. We will make sure this is muted, but we'll go a little bit further along. But Lil Pudgys, Luca, who's the owner of the brand, he said that Lil Pudgys are actually bridging across to Solana. The current price is 1 ETH, so I have no idea if that's going to be something you're interested in, but this brand is going to come across to Solana, and then Ethereum, they're still going to have Pudgy Penguins themselves. This short video from Clouds is linked below as well. Now here I'm just using Validator.com's Twitter. Make sure you go and stake your soul, stake it with us. This is me, Seb Montgomery, and this is Send Monty. This is a scammer who is blocked by us, but we will unblock it just so I can show you. They've gone ahead and actually blocked me. It's only followed by one person that I potentially know, but this is a scammer. Stay away from them and just always be vigilant of scammers. This scammer will succeed in getting some of you. Unfortunately, I really hope they don't, but they will, just because they're persistent. And keep in mind that this is just what happens in crypto. You need to be very, very vigilant. I'll show you a friend here, Jason Pizzino. You can see that the number of people impersonating him, that's not even that crazy, to be honest. It's often more than that. You just can't beat it. So even if I manage to get rid of this one person, 10 more will pop up. And as I grow, as the brand grows, then I'll have 10. So what you need to do is you need to be very, very vigilant and just keep in mind what the official links are and just don't ape into anything. The other thing is, if you are going to ape into something, then go and use a burner wallet, as I've discussed many times on the channel. Now the actionables of the day. All right, Photofinish tickets are tradable on Magic Eden. If you're keen, this is on the base network, remember. Set your limit orders on Phoenix Trade and Jupe.ag. If you think Sol's going to go down to $80, $70, if you've got some USDC free, go and set those orders. If it goes down there, then you could get lucky and maybe Sol comes up very quickly up to 150 again. Not financial advice, but of course you need to set these orders if you think the price is going to go down there. DCA Sol, of course, stake your Sol with us, validate.com. And D-Reader's Apartment 323 is on Tensor, and also jump into D-Reader's Discord to get it signed. I haven't added it here regarding dePioneers, but if the information I gave you sounds like it's interesting to you, go check it out. Otherwise, Wednesday I'll have a video out on dePioneers. That's all for today. Stay curious, and I'll catch you tomorrow.